Hello, Dot Hackers. Today we're going to look at Dothack Fragment in the browser mode, spectator mode, and viewport. So on the top left, you see PCSX2 1.6. On the right, you see the area server program. And down here at the bottom, we have PCSX2 version 2.0. So how this is going to work, we're going to go to the area server. We're going to hit publish area server. Pick a random area server that I'm hosting. So it loads like normal. And here on the left, on the Dothack Fragments emulator screen, we're going to go down to area server. Now, most people will be playing Dothack Fragment. They'll be doing offline to play the offline story mode, or they'll play online with their friends, up to 3 players. But area server is a different entity altogether. And when people hear area server, they think about the program. But people who've never used the program on the right will think that they're talking about area server on the left, which is in the game itself. It's a menu. Now, back in 2005, when this game was live and had the Bandai Network's lobby server, the area server had to be authenticated and had to go online through this mode in order to basically get approval from Bandai to be an area server host. And when you did get approved, you get this file called system.dat. Without that file, the area server program will need to be authenticated by the lobby server. But the area server exe, the whole zip file itself, will come with that system.dat file, which means you don't have to authenticate every time that you download the file. So it's pre-authenticated, which kind of makes this area server option down here at the bottom pretty pointless for the most part for people who will just regularly play Dothack Fragment, but it serves a different purpose. It has a browser mode, and that browser mode lets you spectate what's going on in the game. So what we're going to do is, now that we have a area server hosted on the right, we're going to go into this menu. Now, if you don't have an area server hosted on the right, the emulator will crash because it's trying to find an area server that you're not connected to at the moment. So this is your basic network settings as if you were going to be playing Dothack Fragment in the online mode. So from here, you have to enter your local server, and you can host on your home network whatever the computer is. Most people would have 192.168, sometimes 0, sometimes 1 or 2, depending on, what you set up on your router network. But this number will identify which connected device on your network that the area server is hosted on. Now, I'm doing this both on my PC that has both the emulator and the area server on the same network, or on the same computer. So it's going to be 11. And then the port by default is 20,000. Now I have this set to 20,100 because I actually have a 24/7 area server called Dothack Network on a different machine on my home network. So that's why this port's different. And again, make sure your port and address is correct, because if it's not, then this is going to crash and return you back to the main title. All right, so let's take a look. You can go up and down to get to these menus. You have to hit the A button to go left and right. So you can jump ahead by 10s or up and down by 1s. Push A, or PlayStation controller would be O, but I have an Xbox controller, so I'm pushing A. So you can go here and you could set this to whatever IP address your machine is on. And if you don't know what your IP address is, you can either go to your router, and the router will tell you what network you're on, your local, your LAN address, or you can type in on the Windows search CMD for command. You'll get the command prompt, and you can type in ipconfig, all one word, to get this address. And again, whatever you set your port for your area server has to be the number that you're going to be using right here. So once you've chose all your information correct, you hit OK, Then you'll see this screen, waiting to enter browse mode, waiting for a response from the area server. And over here in the area server, you see connected with the browser. You can click yes to get rid of that message. That's just in the response. Now up here at the very top, you see area, server message, and viewport. Now right now, nobody is on the area server. So what we're going to do, first I need to disable my controller. We're going to use 1.6 over here. This will be the character who's on the area server. We're going to set that to turbo. We're going to go to online mode. Connect to your network configuration file on your memory card. And blast past this, turn off turbo mode. Choose your character. Now you don't have to do this the way I'm doing it. This is just showing you how it works. But in spectator mode, you can view whoever's playing on a particular area server, but you need the IP address in order to do this. And like I said, I think it was intended for server owners to watch and see what their players are doing on their own area server. I mean, on the right, you have the map. You can see where they're at, what floor they're on, and see when they're connecting or disconnecting. That's all you can see, but you can't see anything beyond that or any messages. When people are typing and fragment, the area server on the right is not recording the chat logs, even though it's being passed through the area server to all the clients. So we'll go to the area server. Now watch what happens. On the right says players joining. Okay, so now at the very top up here, it says area server message. So you can just type in any message you want, hit the little envelope icon, and you'll see it appear up here as normal. Normally, this viewport button would be grayed out because this is not waiting for a response. So if I hit viewport, you'll see it says receiving player status, and the area server browser mode down here is now connecting into the game as well. So let me get out of here. So on the top is me playing as my character. On the bottom is the browser mode. You'll notice that it's kind of mirroring what's going on, but it's also independent. Now I have my controller disabled on the emulator on the bottom. And when I go speak to an NPC, you don't see the messages on the screen while you're in the browser mode. And when I open up the menu, you don't see the players' menus, but you can see what messages the players are typing. So if I go in here and type in, hit send, the browser mode can see that. Let's try to go to a field and see what happens. So you don't see the keyword list. We'll just go to random. And normally on the right with the area server, you'll see changing area and the map will change and it'll tell you information about the field. Got the area field, the word, the type, which is lava, portals. There's 10 portals. And now you'll see what's going on when players are playing on the area server or on your spectator mode. One thing that's cool, if you're doing this the way I'm doing it, you can go first person on the main game that you're playing, and your spectator mode down below is watching your back. In case you're not seeing what's going on behind you, like right now, someone's coming to attack me. But you'll see my character down below attacking the monster. There is a bit of delay I've noticed. So with this, 3 players can be on the server playing like normal, and there could be a spectator watching you. Now, at the time of this video recording, we're kind of looking into to see if there's a cap or a limit on how many spectators can watch people playing on a particular area server like I'm doing right now. So let's go back to the gate. So all the screens update. Now, if I leave the area server and get out of that mode, if I log out, you're going to see this message pop up. All members left, returning to the wait state. So let me close that. Let's turn the controller back on. Now, if I push a button, it's going to go back to this menu. Now, if you push the circle button, or the X button, I'm sorry. If you push the X button, you can get this message here where you can disconnect from the network, return to tile screen, or you can just stay right here until someone logs onto your area server, in which case everything will resume the way you saw how I did it. And because I closed the emulator, because I don't want the controls to mirror on the both emulators at the same time, I got disconnected. Oops. And that's why I have the controller on the bottom turned off. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna be too much for work. Let's turn the controller back on. Let's go ahead and close that for now. Now let me show you what happens if the area server's off. On this setting right here, we have the right address, we have the right port, but the area server's down. And so when I click OK, like I said, the whole emulator crashes. But that's what I have for now. That's just to show you the viewport option, which is the browser mode in the emulator, which is basically the spectator mode. And the only time you'll notice is right here at 1918, it says browser is connecting. And that was notification that the PCSX2 on the bottom, version 2.0, was in browser mode. And then you can see right here at 9:25, browser disconnecting and browser disconnected. So now there's no one on the area server, plus the server's down. But that's why I want to show you. This is how you can turn on Viewport. This is how you can use the browse menu in the emulator. And this is how you can spectate players playing on a server. So let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.